Greetings, boys and girls. It is now time for math. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. Boys and girls, can you help me read our learning target for today? I can solve two-step word problems. Very good, boys and girls. Remember, a one-step word problem is when just one thing happens. For example, Tommy's mother gave him some coins. A two-step word problem is when two things happen in the word problem. For example, Tommy's mother gave him some coins, and Tommy's friend gave him more coins. Now let's look at our problem for today. Can you help me read? Here we go. There were 61 people on the train. At the train stop, 11 people got off the train. At the next stop, 7 people got on the train. How many people are on the train? Boys and girls, let's look at sentence number 1 again. Can you help me find the key words and numbers? There were 61 people on the train. What are the key words? That's right, 61 people. And where are they? On the train. Boys and girls, let's begin our equation now. 61 will be our first number. Let's look at the second sentence again. At the train stop, 11 people got off the train. What are the key words and numbers? That's right, 11 people got off. So our next number is 11. Now let's act this out so we can see if we put a plus sign or a minus sign between our first two numbers in the first step. Hold up your baskets in front of you, boys and girls. There are 61 people on the train or in your basket. 11 people got off. What are you doing? Are you taking the people out of the basket or putting more in? That's right, you're taking out. So 11 people got off means we subtract. Now let's read the next sentence again together and find the key words and numbers. At the next stop, 7 people got on the train. What should we underline? That's right, 7 people got on. Hold up your imaginary basket or train, boys and girls, and let's act this out. 7 people got on the train. Remember, the train is what's in your basket. What is your hand doing? That's right, you're putting people in the train or into your basket. So what does that mean we have to do? That's right. We have to add 7 more people to the train. The last sentence says, how many people are on the train? We always underline the entire question because that is what we're trying to solve. So, we don't know how many people are on the train yet, so let's put a question mark there. Now, boys and girls, we're going to practice explaining our steps today and tomorrow. So, remember, we always flip the question into an answer when we begin explaining. This says how many people are on the train. Remember, when we're flipping the question into an answer, we scratch off the question words and we use the other words to flip our question into an answer. So how many people are on the train? We could say, there are blank people on the train with a period. Okay, boys and girls, when we figure out what this answer is, we can write our answer in the blank, and then we can continue to explain how we found the answer. Boys and girls, in a two-step word problem, can we calculate all three numbers at the same time? No, we can't. What should we do? That's right, calculate the first two numbers and show that we're focusing on the first two numbers by putting them in, what are these called? Yes, parentheses. So when we subtract, boys and girls, let's use our base 10 block strategy. First, let's identify place value. In each number, there are 1 ones and 6 tens. In the number 11, there are 1 ones and 1 10. And in the number 7, it's just 1 ones. Notice how we start identifying place values in the ones place first. All right, boys and girls, let's draw our first number, 61. Remember, start with your ones. There is 1 1, and I hope you're following along with a pencil and a paper of your own. If not, please pause the video and get your materials now. Okay, let's cross out that 1 ones so that we won't get confused about having drawn it. How many tens do we need to draw? That's right, 6 tens. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. Now let's cross out those 6 tens so we won't draw them again. Okay, we're going to take away or scratch off 11. How many ones are in 11? That's right, 1 1. So let's scratch off this 1 1. Okay, and cross that out. Now, how many tens are in the number 11? That's right, 1 tens. So let's scratch off that 1 tens and cross that out. We're done with that. Now it says to add 7 ones. Can you help me count? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great job, boys and girls. Let's cross that out. And now we can see we are finished calculating. All we need to do now is turn the base 10 blocks into real numbers. So let's draw our lines, our ones line and our tens line. We don't have any hundreds, so we'll leave that line out. Remember, we start counting with our ones place numbers first, because just like the cheerleaders say, the ones are number 1. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 ones. Great job, boys and girls. Now, can you help me count the tens rods? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 tens rods. Great job, boys and girls. So, how many people are on the train? That's right. There are 57 people on the train. Great job, boys and girls. Now, let's finish explaining how we figured out this answer. So there are 51 people on the train. Let's use our time order words, boys and girls, like first, next, then, and last. First, comma, I wrote the equation, and then we'll write what we wrote, 61 minus 11 plus 7 equals question mark, period. Okay, boys and girls, what did we do after we wrote the equation? Yes, let's talk about how we knew to subtract and add. I subtracted 11, because 11 people got off the train. Notice, boys and girls, how I use the words that are in the word problem that we underline to explain how I knew to subtract. Boys and girls, remember, we must always prove why we do something. Okay, let's look at the next step. In our two-step word problem, we added in our next step. So now let's explain how we knew to add. I added 7, because, now let's look at that word problem, because 7 people got on the train. Because 7 people got on the train. Great job, boys and girls. Okay, we talked about what we did first, finding the equation and explaining why we subtracted and added. Now let's talk about what we did next. Didn't we subtract 61 minus 11 next? Yes, we did. So let's write that. Next, I subtracted 61 minus 11. Then didn't we add 7? Yes, we did. Then, I added 7 more, period. And finally, wasn't our answer 57? So let's write that. Finally, my answer was 57 people were on the train. All right, boys and girls, you can pause the video to finish copying what I've written. Welcome back, boys and girls. Now let's look at your problem for today. I want you to get ready to pause the video, turn your sheet of paper on the other side or get a new sheet of paper, read your problem, calculate your answer, and explain how you got that answer. Then unpause the video, check back with me, and see if you were right. Have fun learning. Welcome back, boys and girls. Now let's check your answer. First, let's begin by reading the problem. Andre found $35. He gave $13 to his mom and $9 to his dad. How much money does he still have? You should have underlined $35, gave $13, and $9. And how much money does he still have? Boys and girls, your equation should follow along with the order of the numbers in the problem. 35 is first. If he gave away $13, minus 13 is next. And he also gave $9 to his father, minus 9. How much money does he still have? Question mark. You should have parentheses around the first 2 numbers in your equation because we can only calculate 2 numbers at a time. We're using the base 10 block strategy to subtract in this problem, so you should have drawn 35. Now it is time to scratch off 13 or subtract 13. So here we go. 13 has 3 ones and 1 10. So we're going to take off 3 ones and 1 of the 10s. Now the next number to subtract is 9. That's 9 ones, boys and girls. But look, there's a problem. There are only 2 ones here. What do we need to do to get more ones? That's right. Take it to the bank. Let's get a tens rod and turn it into 10 ones cubes. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job, boys and girls. Now we have enough ones to take away 9 ones. Let's scratch them off. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Great job, boys and girls. Now, let's draw our ones and tens place lines to see what our final answers will be. How many ones are still left? That's right, 3 ones. And how many tens rods are still left? Yep, just 1. So our answer is, he still has, don't forget your dollar sign, $13. Great job, boys and girls. Now, when you explained your problem, you don't have to have exactly the same words that I have, but you should talk about your equation. You should talk about why you subtracted. And if you had to regroup, you should talk about that. So your answer should look something like this. Flip the question into an answer. He still has $13. First, I wrote the equation 35 minus 13 minus 9 equals question mark. I subtracted 13 because the problem said he gave $13 to his mom. I subtracted $9 because the problem said he gave $9 to his dad. Next, I subtracted 35 minus 13. Then I had to regroup a tens into 10 ones to subtract 9. Is your answer close to mine when you explained? And does your answer match my answer exactly for the number amount? If it does, pat yourself on the back. Boys and girls, it's time to look at our bonus problem from yesterday. The problem says there were 37 penguins on the water. 14 penguins hopped onto the ice. Then some more penguins hopped onto the rocks. Now there are 11 penguins in the water. How many penguins hopped onto the rocks? Boys and girls, your equation should be 37 in the water minus 14, minus because they hopped onto the ice, they left the water, minus question mark because it says some. Remember, there is no number for some. Whenever you see the word some, that means question mark. Some more hopped onto the rocks. That means they left the water, so that's subtracting the question mark. Now, remember the word now means to write your equal sign. There are 11 penguins in the water. How many penguins hopped onto the rocks? We have to find the question mark number. Remember, we can only calculate 2 numbers at a time. So since we know the first 2 numbers, I drew the base 10 blocks for it, 37. Now we need to take away 4 ones and 1 10. So let me scratch that off, 4 ones and 1 10. All right, now we don't know what this number is. Equals 11. So boys and girls, let's just see what the answer to 37 plus 14 is to start. We have 3 ones and 2 10s, so that's 23. Now let's bring down the minus sign, bring down the question mark, bring down the equal sign, and bring down the 11 so we can see everything more clearly. Boys and girls, we're not finished yet. Remember, this is a two-step word problem. We've completed one step. Now we have another step or another calculation. So our new word problem equation is 23 minus question mark equals 11. Can you remember what to do when there's a question mark in the middle of your equation? That's right, make a number line. We want to count up for subtraction, okay? So we want to start at the 11 and stop at the 23. Here we go. 11 is not a friendly number, so we're going to go ahead and just jump 1 plus 1. 11 plus 1 is 12. Very good. Let's keep going. Let's add another one. 12 plus 1 is 13. Great job. Now, let me share a little secret with you for some of you who will understand this quickly. Even though 13 is not a friendly number, let's look at the number 13 and 23. Don't they look the same a little bit? They both have a 3 in the ones place. It's just their tens place is different. This says 1 in the tens place and this has a 2 in the tens place. That means only one more tens was added. So you can jump a tens. 13 plus 10 more is 23. Now, if that didn't make sense, let's look at it another way. All right, boys and girls, you can look at your number line like this as well. 11 plus 1 is 12, plus another is 13, plus another one is 14, plus another one is 15. Now, 15 is definitely a friendly number. And when a number ends in 5, we can just add 5 more because it's easy to count by fives. 15 plus 5 more is 20. Now we have to stop at 23, so let's go back to making ones jumps. 21, 22, 23. Now, boys and girls, it's time to find the question mark answer. Remember, we count the skip jumps to help us find the answer, and we start with the largest number that we jumped with first. So 5 is the greatest number here. So we'll start with 5. Help me count. 5. Now let's count the ones. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boys and girls, our question mark number is 12. Did you get that answer? Great job. Before we go, let's look at the other number line. Let's see if the answer matches the number line at the top. Can you help me count? Start with the greatest number. 10, 11, 12. Yes, it's the same answer, boys and girls. Great job. Now, you can continue to work on your math skills by logging into MobyMax or Freckle, which is linked to my blog. The usernames and passwords are also linked to my blog. Have fun practicing your math skills today. See you tomorrow.